Hey Serene fam, and welcome back to another one of our chit chats. Last week I totally missed our Sunday sessions, and I apologize dearly, but I had so much going on that I felt like I just needed a break. So I took the day off, and it was much needed, and I am very happy that I did because one of my friends had an event that she was hosting, and she requested that I help her for that event. And my part was me specifically doing some candle making sessions with all of the attendees. So that's what I was doing. And so I was on my feet literally the whole entire night teaching people how to make candles and everything. So yeah, I was tired. Okay. And before that, I had also helped her set up her place and decorate and everything. So yeah, okay. I was busy that week. But overall, I had a lot of fun at the event. It was supposed to be a woman's empowerment type of night, themed sexy soiree. And that's exactly what it was, okay? I didn't personally record that part of the event. I was focusing on recording the candle making sessions for my business. So that's what I did. So you guys won't be able to see anything about that specifically, but you guys will be able to see my candle making process if you tune into my business channel, Serene Aromas, right? But the event turned out so great. We had so much fun. Women popped out and showed out looking cute, looking nice, and everything. And it was just a great event overall. And we both actually felt like it was a great night. And it turned out better than we expected. And this brings me to the topic for the week. Okay, so this week, what we're going to be talking about is how a lot of you guys are being held back because your fear of looking stupid or your fear of just failing is holding you back. Basically, this can be applied to literally anything that you're doing in life. I know a lot of us, we wait for moments where things are perfect or things are going our way for us to actually start doing something. But in reality, I want you guys to know and remember this, if you remember anything that I tell you, okay? Nothing in life will be perfect for you to start. A lot of times when you see people doing things, there is an immense amount of work that went in behind the scenes for you to see the result that they're currently showing. This can go for artists with their music, movies, shows, and so many different things in life in general that you personally wouldn't have thought about because of the success you may see from that person or their specific event or whatever it is that's happening, right? And I want to specifically tie this into the most current show that I watched. It was a documentary about America's Next Top Model that they did on Netflix. And Tyra was talking about how the show, she had this idea about how to show behind the scenes of what it takes to really be a model and everything. She wanted to change the whole modeling industry. And so she thought about the show and everything, and she brought it to so many different platforms. And all of them said no. I think it was 7 different ones. 7 different people told you no. Can you imagine how defeated a person would feel about something like that? Well, she did not let that stop her at all. After hearing all those no's, she eventually heard a yes, and that person that told her yes really believed in her work, and she was able to take her show to the next level with that platform, and that platform was actually able to progress as well. So this is a perfect example for this specific topic because when you think about it, a lot of times we're not able to do the things that we really truly want to do in life because we're always thinking about the negative things that can actually happen. But I want you to also use that same mindset to look at the positive side of things, right? When it comes to anything that you want to try, even if it's for the first time, at the end of the day, rather than thinking about all the things that can go wrong, let's stop for a moment and think about all the possible ways that what you're trying to do can go right. And I also wanted to talk about this because of the event that my friend had. She brought this to me I'd say mid-February a little bit. She had all these ideas about all the different ways that she wanted to represent women, especially for Women's History Month, because that's what we're in right now, March and everything. It's wrapping up, but still it's Women's History Month. And so she wanted to do that to celebrate women and all the different ways that we can show up as women for each other, but also to show our beauty. But throughout the month of us planning this event together, she experienced so many different no's from, like, whether it was a vendor not being able to attend or the photographer pulling out, different things that happened that could have stopped us from actually going through with the event, that we didn't let stop us at all. Okay, if you know anything about women, at the end of the day, they will find a way to make things happen. And that's the same exact thing that you need to do with anything that you're doing in life. Because if we really had not followed through with that event, I wouldn't have learned a lot about myself within that moment and how I can actually prepare for something else that I plan to do for my business throughout the year. And for those of you who don't know, I own a candle business where I make candles and skincare products and all of those things. And throughout this year, I wanted to try my hand at candle making class specifically and teach people how to make different candles and things like that. So that was my intro into learning what it would take for me to introduce people into candle making specifically. So that was a great way to introduce me to that. So if I did not take the initiative to actually do the event with her, I wouldn't have learned about the different ways that I can actually tap into the candle making class or sessions with different people and things that I can work on, as a first timer and everything. So I think that was the teaching moment for me, specifically as a person who always wants everything to be perfect, who always wants everything to be, cross my T's, dot my I's, and everything has to be the perfect way before I actually dive into it. And this year I decided to change all of that completely. You have this channel right here, which is the perfect example for me, because I said I'm gonna just try. And that's what you need to do with anything. You just need to try. Turn on the camera if that's what you're thinking of doing. The greatest thing about doing the social media thing is the fact that if you don't like a video specifically, you can just scrap it. You don't have to post it. And that's another thing I was talking about to one of the girls there. She said she wanted to do content for beauty and all of the things, and she has so much that she's thinking about doing and different things that she can bring about to the different people. And she said she had some unique perspectives and everything. And I thought, yes, you actually do. Because from the little amounts of times that I've actually spoken to her, I was like, I love this girl. She's absolutely amazing. She's funny as hell. And learning something like makeup and anything beauty related from her, I feel like would be so insightful and so different than anybody else that I've seen on social media. And so I was sitting here talking to her about, you don't have to have things perfect for you to actually start. At the end of the day, each and every single one of us, when we were starting something for the first time, we were scared. And that's the truth. Regardless of what it is that you were doing, you most likely will be scared, because with life, new things are always scary and they always try to hold us back from getting out of our comfort zone. So it is very normal for you to have some type of fear when you're trying something for the first time. Like, if you didn't have that fear and you didn't conquer it, you wouldn't want to go ahead and try other different things, right? The truth about trying something new, trying something out of your comfort zone, is that you're gonna grow and you're gonna learn from that experience. And that's supposed to help you be better and reach your goals. So rather than letting your fear actually stop you from doing anything in general, I say use that fear to actually push you and do better. So I wanted to share with you guys some tips about how I personally deal with having that fear, but still going through with each and every single thing that I plan on doing with my life. Okay. So I have some pointers that I wrote down for you guys. And the first one is doing things that you enjoy. First of all, I know a lot of us, when it comes to social media or doing anything in general, we try to do things based on what we see others do, and what we think people want to see from us. But I think one of the greatest things about life in general is that you can do things that you personally enjoy, and the people that actually resonate with those things will naturally gravitate towards you. And this is because the authenticity that you have to bring forth when you're doing something that you enjoy is much more personable. Take this for instance, right? Personally, I love, 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 love cooking. I love, love, love working out. And those two things are the pillars, I guess you could say, for my platform in general. I love everything about wellness, right? So, cooking and working out are two of my favorite things that I personally enjoy doing that help me create content. And because I do those things on a regular basis, whether it's cooking my favorite meal, trying different recipes and things like that, or going to the gym or going to a different workout class, all of those things, right? Whether it's one of those things, I personally enjoy doing those things. So it's almost like there's no effort, or effort is not the term that I would use. There is no faking what I'm doing to please a specific crowd. I am doing this authentically. So at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like I'm forcing anything. And I want you to keep this in mind, because a lot of times when you're doing content, or when you're doing a specific type of job, or you're striving for a goal, it's because you're doing it for the next person. It's because you're doing it for a family member, to make your peoples proud and things like that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the best way for you to accomplish anything and to really fully thrive is for you to do something that you personally enjoy, whatever that may be. At the end of the day, you have to please yourself, and you have to be happy doing your own craft for you to actually succeed, at least in my opinion. So that's one of the main things that I always tell anybody who's trying to make content, or anybody who's trying something new for the first time and have that fear, like, oh my gosh, what if this goes wrong? Oh my gosh, what if somebody says something about it? People are going to have things to say about anything you do in general at the end of the day. Everybody talks. Everybody has some opinion about something that somebody's doing. You're not alone in that factor of wanting to like step back and not have anybody talk about you. But regardless of what they have to say, if you're doing those things that you personally enjoy, you will tune them out so much to the point that they don't even matter. So main thing is for you to do something that you personally enjoy, regardless of what that is. If you're in a position at your job, and you're trying to achieve a higher role or whatever it is, as long as you personally enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't matter what the next person thinks. So make sure you're doing something that you enjoy, okay? Then the next thing on the list is going to be for you to stop comparing yourself. I know this is way easier said than done. I personally struggle with comparing myself to other people, especially in social media time where you are able to see everybody succeed. But what I want you to keep in mind is that all of this is kind of fake at the end of the day, right? A lot of us go on social media with the mindset that these people are showing their lives, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. At the end of the day, the people are going to show you the highlights of their lives, the good days, and not the bad days. And when you realize that, when you keep that in your mind, you will stop comparing yourselves to these people that you see online that show you all the best days of their lives. If you remember that, I promise you, you will absolutely be satisfied with your own personal life and your personal things that you have going on. And this is very true, because you can sit on the internet and see that a person's in a greatest relationship of all time and everything. And then the next thing you hear that they break up, and everybody's like in shock about, oh my gosh, why would he do that? Why would she do that? Why would he cheat? This and that. And the thing you realize is that in those moments, you barely knew anything about these individuals that you see on the internet. And that's the truth. Unless you personally know these people, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So you need to stop comparing yourself to anybody that you see on the internet and only compare yourself to your own self, right? Compare yourself to where you were at years ago to where you're at now. Maybe you were trying to achieve the goal that you currently are in at the moment. That's the only thing that you need to compare yourself like to. Like at the end of the day, are you progressing from a year ago? Did you progress from 5 years ago? Or are you at the same exact place? That's the only thing that you need to keep in mind. Stop comparing yourself to other people you see on the internet. Then you will be at peace. Okay. Next we have on the list is keeping your reason at the forefront of your mind. One thing that I feel like a lot of us need to ask ourselves is, why am I doing this? Right? Why is it that I want to achieve the higher position at work? Is it because of money? Is it because of status? Is it because I personally think that role will be a better fit? You need to ask yourself the reason why you're doing the things that you do. And this ties in perfectly with doing things for yourself. Because if you ask yourself the reason why you're doing social media, and the reason is because you were told by other people that you have a great personality to be on camera and this and all of that, but you personally don't enjoy being on camera, then you need to reevaluate. If you want to achieve that higher position at work because your boss told you that you have the personality to do all those things, but you personally don't want the responsibility and you don't want all the things that comes with the higher position, then maybe that's not it for you. So you need to ask yourself, what exactly am I doing this for? Am I doing this for others, or am I doing this for me? Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to please everybody else around you, you will find that you will end up miserable, okay? There's nothing more annoying than being a people pleaser. I have been that person for most of my life, being a firstborn daughter and a foreigner. And yeah, I did all the things that I was told to do as a daughter, as a student, to be successful in a way. And when I reached that goal of success that was shoved into my brain, I realized that maybe this is not what I want for myself. And so I took a left turn, and I've been figuring things about myself along the way. Hence why I'm doing these chit chats and doing these different, channels and stuff. And along the journey, I'm figuring things about myself that I personally wouldn't have found out if I was doing the other things that people were telling me to do. And it starts with really sitting down and realizing the reason why you're doing the things that you're doing. Because a lot of us, we're told to do things by society because they will help us be successful. And the reality is that success does not look the same for all of us. Success to me can be a big house with 10 bedrooms and all the cars and everything. And success to the next person can be just having a happy household with 3 bedrooms and, a full family. And they're satisfied with that. And so when you're sitting here trying to achieve success, which is the next person's idea of what success is, then it's like, what am I doing this for? You can achieve all of the things and then you're unhappy at the end of the day. So keeping that reason in your mind will help you be satisfied with yourself and the things that you're doing. Because if you're happy doing the thing that you're personally doing, then fuck what the next person got to say. Right? And that's how you achieve true success, being unapologetically yourself and your goals and what it is that you want to do in life. You're not going to achieve success by just trying to please everybody else. when whole time you're unhappy doing the thing that you're doing. Okay. And so this brings me to the last point on the list, and it's for you to not stop until you feel proud of yourself. Like I said, success looks very different for each and every single one of us out here, regardless of whether we have the same goals or not. And a lot of us feel like just because we didn't achieve what success looks like for the next person, then we're not really at our, peak, or we shouldn't try anymore. And I want you to remember this, right? Each and every single one of us are on our own journey in life, and we're going to achieve different things in different time frames, and that is perfectly fine. No two-person have the same journey in this lifetime. If they did, then it would just be like boring as hell to be going through the same thing as everybody else around you, right? So don't stop until you achieve that goal that you had for yourself, honey, regardless of what that is. Okay. I recently had a moment where I achieved a big goal that I had for myself for my other YouTube channel, which was to reach 10,000 subscribers. And for the longest, I was like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to achieve 10,000 subscribers? Because I originally had this goal in my mind for last year at the end of 2025, but I didn't achieve that. And it was perfectly fine because now I achieved that. I feel like it was the perfect moment, and it was the perfect rewarding type of feeling that if I did it at the time, it wouldn't like I wouldn't have had the same feeling. So when I achieved that for myself, it was a moment where I felt like, oh my gosh, I really did that. Oh my gosh. I actually grew this channel from absolutely one subscriber, like zero subscriber at some point, to 10,000 subscribers. Can you imagine? That was a feeling that was so different than anything else that I've accomplished in life, because I did this for myself. I did this with nobody else, forcing me to do anything. I got out of my comfort zone and was able to try something that was very, very different. If you told me years ago that I was going to be doing YouTube videos, honey, I would have said, you lying, okay? I still remember the very first time that I was behind a camera with my boyfriend, who put the camera on for us to do a mukbang together. And I was just sitting there like, what is this? But now I'm just like, okay, what's good? What's popping? What's the next video about? Like, I'm here writing out my plans, and I'm here like, okay, this video could be a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna try this. And it's crazy. But I have found such comfort within doing what I'm doing because I'm doing it for myself. I'm enjoying it, and it's not nobody else that's forcing me to do those things. My reasoning is at the forefront in my head. I want to achieve certain goals for myself. And so that moment was a rewarding feeling that I want to keep feeling. So yes, I'm going to keep going, and you should too, regardless of what that is for you. Whatever that goal is that makes you get that tingly feeling inside of you, go for it. I felt the same exact way after that class that I did with my friend at her event. I felt very successful in the simple fact that I completed this thing where I didn't know how it was going to go. I was overthinking the whole night. I was like, oh my gosh, this could go wrong. That could go wrong. This could go wrong. Nothing happened. My fear didn't stop me. I was able to actually go and do the event and help people learn about candle making, something that I truly personally enjoy. And I was able to learn throughout the process about what I can do better for next time, what I can do better for my channel specifically, and things like that. So I say all of that to say, don't let your fear of looking stupid, of not being able to achieve the goal stop you, because those things are exactly what's going to make you fail. Okay, it's not just, oh, I didn't achieve my goal within the first month of trying it. It's, I didn't achieve my goal within the first month of trying it, but I have several months to come. I have several years to come. I'm a rookie at this, but I'm going to try regardless. Okay. And I think that a lot of us do this thing where, oh, just because I didn't achieve this within the time frame that I had for myself, then that means I failed. No, it means that you just keep trying. It means that you go the next day and try even harder. It means that you show up regardless of what it is that was put in front of you as a roadblock, because those are learning opportunities for you to grow. That's the reality of life. If you stopped at every single roadblock that you face, then you wouldn't achieve nothing. And I mean that. You wouldn't achieve nothing in life whatsoever. So when you face those roadblocks, try to find some way to chisel your way through that roadblock, okay? And try to find a way to actually go about achieving your goals. You have yourself to please. Do not let your fear stop you, and try and try. As long as you're trying, honey, the only thing that can happen is for you to succeed at some point, okay? So show up, try, and try, and try, and try again. So that is all that I have to say to you guys today about letting your fear stop you. Okay, we're not doing that no more. So let this be your motivation to try whatever it is that you had in mind for the year, for the month, for the week, whatever it is. Just wake up and try it. You might surprise yourself. So with that said, I want you guys to like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts about how you feel when you're trying something for the first time, and what it is that actually helped you, motivated you, and got you through the point of actually showing up and doing what it is that you wanted to do. Let me know in the comments below so that we can motivate each other and remind others that it's okay for you to have that fear. The only thing that's not okay is for you to let it stop you. So thank you for tuning in and chatting with me today. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for all chats to come every Sunday on this YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one, and until next time, bye.